deal with this shit, man.
But I'm confused.
You're preaching to the preacher. You're preaching to the preacher here.
Crazy people who took up
Alpha, hold on. So Alpha,
for what they say.
but this has been going on for a while. Like this whole silencing. Like some of you may feel a certain type of way about Israel and Gaza, but Jewish Americans weren't able to even go to their classes for the colleges they paid for. We just watched a group of them get firebombed for doing a simple support rally, walking around a mall. Literally, old women and men fucking walking in a circle around the mall, and someone decided to take Molotov cocktails and go ahead and just drag it on.
Don't fix the problem by you doing the same thing now that you have the opportunity.
I didn't say we had to do the same thing. I'm just saying. I'm saying every time conservatives, you just the guy who is saying, hey, I believe in free speech. I want to sit down and have a conversation with you. Went across the country and said, prove me wrong. Sat there, offered his opinion, and had people come up, and you could take as much time as you wanted to have a fucking debate with him. Not only that is he opened up organizations and chapters so that you could format and facilitate these, quote, discussions that the left wanted nothing to do with. And guess what? He was fucking murdered on live TV or was in front of his little girls.
By a crazy kid.
And you know what? Who believes the same ideology that a lot of these people on the left believe in. So where do
No, I got real quick. No, everybody talking about my speaking. Oh, listen, DJ, real quick. I want to ask you this real quick. I know you got a question, Brad. Listen. I want to ask you something, DJ. I really want to ask this because you seem more logical than the rest of your base. How do we get the left to back off doing this type of shit? Not just celebrating, but even supporting attacks, like calling for violence. How do we get that side to dial it back?
Okay, this is what you do, and it's real simple. We already got things in place for this. If they broke a law, you prosecute. That's it. That's it. So you don't have to work for a tactical. There's nothing. If they broke,
we already got it in place. No.
If they broke a state or federal law, you prosecute.
That didn't work for arena.
No, but that's a response. We're talking about preventive. We're talking about talking to your base.
Prosecution, it's a response.
No, preventive. No. Like I said, to stop them, not how to respond.
Like y'all can't be little cupcakes all of a sudden.
DJ, this is the problem. Your base keeps supporting this fuck shit, which only advocates for more of it, and that's what you got in it.
So as more of it get done, we build more jail cells.
Wow. So you don't want to fix the problem, you just want to respond to it. Okay.
Who do you want to put in jail for?
That's crazy.
Like I said, if they broke an actual law.
They are breaking the law, but then they're going to call the right fascist if you put all these motherfuckers in prison for advocating terrorism. This is not freedom of speech. This is advocating and supporting terrorism.
And if
they are putting other people in that list.
And if you can prove that they breaking the law, terrorism.
It is. Listen,
everybody look at Matt's
breaking of law. I prefer Trump's administration does not put these motherfuckers in prison because then it's kind of like borderline fascism looking. But trust me, this is breaking law. They can't put these people in jail, in prison, because it is the law that we cannot support or advocate or, call for more terrorism. This is domestic terrorism. Whether you like it or not, whether Otello wants to blame this on Israel or not, this is called domestic terrorism. Somebody was killed because of their political belief. This was a political assassination. It's called domestic terrorism.
So listen, real quickly, look at Matt's PTR and look at all the people who are calling for violence.
Those are not Democrats, so they're just people.
What do you do?
Definitely left wing.
This is what Free's asking. What do you do with people that want the next person to die, DJ?
Say it again.
What do you want to do with the person that is saying, like in my PTR, they want the next person to die? What do you do with these folks? Like, do we live among them? I don't know. You tell me.
Go ahead. People on Clubhouse want me to die, but I don't advocate them. I don't advocate them to go get arrested because they want me to die. I just pray for these people. I pray that when they leave, when they get in their car right now, a semi truck runs them over. That's all I do.
DJ, I'm gonna tell you full of shit. I'm gonna tell you why. Listen, no. I'm gonna tell you why you full of shit. If you have people stalking you, sending death threats, or doing things to really disturb your environment, which happened to Charlie Kirk even beforehand, you wouldn't just sit back like, well, they failed. No, you want precautionary action. You want preventive measures. You want the police, the law enforcement to actually go and engage them.
Go ahead. Guess what, Free? When you're a public figure. When you're in the public eye and you say inflammatory things, that's what comes with the territory. You just have to
DJ, you're too smart for this. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what the fuck we're talking about, DJ. And this is the problem. We always do this bullshit where you don't want to deal with the situation at hand. We know what No, but that's not what's being disputed, DJ. That's not the fucking argument. We're talking about what to do to fix the fucking problem. You want to do. You don't want to address it because you don't want to fix the problem. This is why your base is fucking nuts. There's no problem to be fixed because they like it. Your base is left leaning.
Now everybody on this app know everybody on this. Maybe you don't know me, but everybody on this app knows that not to be the truth.
You're not left leaning.
I'm actually fuck Pepe. Am I left leaning?
No, he's
Okay.
He's not.
he's degenerate. He's right leaning.
Yeah, he's
But he
independent of his
hates
thinking.
Charlie Kirk's people, so he's.
Well, my apologies there. You're right. I didn't know. My apologies. I'll take it back. Okay, fair enough.
Here's my thing. I'm holding the right accountable because I don't like the way my side is behaving now. Because you guys are showing yourself to be no different than the left with this Charlie Kirk thing.
But DJ, again, the right has been offering a hand to the table. All the basket of deplorables. They gave a pause. A lot of conservatives actually said, hey, you know what? For the sake of the country, don't go after fucking Hillary Clinton. After his first election. And pushed him to do that. Literally pushed him to do it. A lot of people were upset by this, but it was a large group of his base that said, please, for the sake of the... Don't go after Hillary Clinton. Let's be done with this shit and let's start fixing the problems at hand. We need to fix fucking shit across the board, and we want our energy focused. Again, it got a little fucked up. I'm not going to say it was perfect. There were some great things. There were some bad things, and there were some things that were just left on the table. And then, voila, a pandemic. Then we watched the greatest wealth transfer. Then you have this whole Trump was shot at once, and then there was a second attack planned on him. You had an immediate cancel culture that went through removing prominent people and people, quote, associated with January 6th. Because remember, January 6th was the darkest day in the entire country. That apparently surpassing, slavery, Jim Crow, 9/11, Pearl fucking Harbor, all of those other events. Nothing could compare to January 6th per Nancy Pelosi. So no matter what, this was the horrifying day. And people who weren't even in the Capitol, who were just there, had their bank records exposed, given freely by Bank of America, Wells Fargo. They gave it over without even asking for a warrant, without the FBI saying, hey, here you go. They handed that shit right off to the Biden administration. And then they brought in the security net. They expanded the Capitol Police range. They even put a Capitol Police in California next to Nancy Pelosi, which made no fucking sense to me to have a district there. But then they again made all these provisions and then went up there and attacked it. Remember, draped on either side, a Marine on either side, red highlighted backdrop, and Biden going, the most dangerous threat to America is Trump and his supporters. And literally that was called out. Like that speech on primetime TV came up, and Biden said that shit, and guess what? The left ran with that and said it. Remember, they said Catholics were a threat to the country. PTA soccer moms questioning their fucking school boards was fucking accounting to equal to fucking revolution, and we needed to suppress it. This was the left. They did this stuff, and now because of what? I'm not really comfortable with giving the left a pass. I'm comfortable letting these people have that again. They're shooting. They're doing these things. They're cheering it on. They're egging it on. They're wanting it on. For fuck's sake, Kathy Gifford started off holding a Trump severed head. Where do you want to go? I'm still waiting for people to sit there and go, give me the conservative mainframe. I'm saying that the right will do violence. I'm not saying they're completely innocent, but if we're going to weigh these scales are so heavily weighted in the left side that I'm almost to the point where I don't even want to speak. I don't even care if they're at the table anymore. I really don't care. I don't want them in power. I don't want to hear their thoughts. I don't want to hear their ideas, especially after watching how the left in this country has actually carried itself cheering and saying, let's get rid of all conservatives this way. They wanted the fucking war. Let's give it to them. I'm perfectly okay with it. You want to go bullet for bullet, shot for shot, fist for fist, whatever it is.
So Brad, I agree with you, bro. And I like the fact that Charlie Kirk was going on these college tours, deprogramming this leftist agenda out of these college kids, and he was really putting in work on that front. But here's where he crosses the line. When he starts trying to tear down MLK's legacy, and this is a man who, yes, of course, he was a flawed man. Everybody's flawed. But the fact that you want to hyper-focus on his flaws versus the fact that this black man, MLK, took a bullet for the love of his people. And you want to tear down his legacy for what? For what? Because I could talk about all the evils of most of the founding fathers. They all had slaves. Andrew Jackson was a fucking murderous psychotic. But we don't talk about that shit. Because there's no reason.
Because the Democrats on the left don't want to talk about their founding father, which was Andrew fucking Jackson. So
I'm just saying, why tear down a person like MLK, a person who took a bullet because he was trying to free his people, by pointing out the fact that maybe he was a womanizer, who most famous people are. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're famous, most likely you're gonna be a womanizer. That's just the reality.
Hey, but DJ, wasn't Charlie open for any intellectual to challenge him on his position on MLK, whether you felt like he was wrong or right? But now we can't do that, right? Because the response was to kill him, right? That's the point that we need to make. I don't think people believe everything that Charlie Kirk says. I voted for Donald Trump, okay? A black man, even though I look like a white man, right? I don't agree with every fucking thing Donald Trump says. I know for a fact, though, he's better than those other ones on the other side. I'd certainly rather have him running the country than those fucking loons running the damn country into the ground, right? So we don't agree with everything that everybody says, but he was open for debate, and what did the left decide to do?
And I would submit he took a bullet for freedom. So why can't we do this, DJ? This comparison that your particular leader that you admire bullet for somebody or for a group of people, I suppose, and then I mean, I don't think it's that far-fetched to be able to make those kind of claims.
Yeah, and look, because Friday, I understand where you're coming from, but I think you have to. And it's difficult, but I think you have to allow other communities to have their perspective on their icons and who they feel like represents maybe something that other people's community would represent for them. For me, Charlie Kirk was a brother in Christ in the sense that we were both evangelicals, or at least we were both raised that way. So I see him in that sense. I don't see him necessarily as a Martin Luther King, but I do understand from the Zoomer perspective, a younger individual, particularly white men, why in a world where they don't see the American dream being obtainable, why someone like Charlie Kirk, who is not only living the American dream, but showing a pathway to them reclaiming that, why they would see him and his assassination as a Martin Luther King type figure for them. Not that he has to be for you, but that for them and their movement, why he would play that role.
You know, guys, I just want to read you guys just one passage that Sam Harris published regarding the Charlie Kirk incident, or should I say the political assassination of Charlie Kirk. He said something that I found very profound, and there's a lot of truth in it. He says, since deleting my Twitter account nearly 3 years ago, I've generally ignored social media. However, in the last 48 hours, I've spent enough time studying the response to Kirk's death to be further convinced that platforms like X and TikTok are destroying our culture. No metaphor does the problem justice. I've compared social media to a dangerous psychological experiment, a hallucination machine, a funhouse mirror, a digital sewer, but nothing captures the ludicrous insults, moral injuries, and delusions that millions of us avidly produce and consume online. If the medium is the message is mass psychosis, and it will send us careening from one political emergency to the next. The fact that some of the most deranging and divisive content is being created or amplified by foreign adversaries, I agree with that, and that we have literally built and monetized their capacity to do so beggars belief. We are poisoning ourselves and inviting others to poison us. That's a poignant way to put it.
But interesting you say that, because is it a coincidence that the pharmaceutical industry and technology, especially the internet, use the same term when they talk about people? They call them users. When they talk about giving you a drug, a sedative, or anything, they call you a user. Users of our product. You're users. So to not think that, I mean, obviously there's going to be negative and positive externalities from it. It depends on who's wielding it and what benefits you get out of it. He who masters whatever controls thought and behavior obviously is attempting to get a result out of it. It's just like the story of the Wizard of Oz. Who is the wizard behind the curtain, pulling the strings? Who are the people creating the algorithms? Who are the people wanting to make sure that certain things get put on the internet, regardless of whether they cause detriment to society? Because if you think about it, this is where politics and economics intersect.
I actually don't believe, was that you, Alpha, that was speaking in regards to the internet? I actually don't believe people from either in modern day, the left, particularly on the internet, because if you recall, many moons ago, the conservatives were asking for restraints on them. Like Texas just put up a blockage on porn. And that was fought back by people who wanted, quote, free speech and wanted the ability to jerk off to young kids online, which is really fucking disgusting. But they wanted this ability. In fact, sued to actually block these and multiple attempts to go ahead and do this. And so when conservative groups or conservative foundation groups or particularly Christian groups who are saying, hey, I don't want this in my child's life. I don't want the ease of access. I don't want the ability to do it. It gets fought, and sometimes it gets overturned. Sometimes the liberals, the left wins. The right sometimes wins. Like Texas is holding true. Last I knew that their resolve has stood. That they're going to continue to ask for age verification at the very least, in order for someone to get online. Now, how much that helps, I don't really know. I don't really care. Don't really watch the shit, so it's not my wheelhouse, and my kids are grown. But when groups do try to say, hey, this is what we want for our children, this is the type of environment we want to raise our children in, they are often forced into, they have to control, how do I say this? They have to force to comply with another views, even despite the fact that that view doesn't reside in that area, or even have children to be fucking get with. It's not like, there's vast communities that are saying, hey, I really don't want books depicting sexual positions and behaviors of LGBTQ members in my third graders' library. I want to remove those books out, which they've had massive protests. They've confirmed, they've shown, they visually have told us what books they want to remove because of the very indecent things that are in the books themselves. And they received pushback. They received ridicule. They received cancellation. They received a whole bunch of hate. And so the right has now protested and rebounded back and said, hey, this is where we're going. Guess what? We're your Target shoppers. Guess what? On the weekend, we're your Bud Light drinkers. Nope, we're not going to buy that. So you're going to either have dips and sales or you're going to cater to what we want. Oh, schools. Force it. We're going to win school boards. We're going to win governorships. We're going to win this area, and then we're going to determine our own rooms. And they're doing it. And this is going across communities. It's happening in Black communities. It's happening in Asian and Hispanic communities as well. So it just appears that white liberal snowflakes really can't figure out that the rest of the fucking country doesn't agree with their stance. And no matter how many times you try to force it, The conservatives are now tired. They are now pushing back, and it's not just the conservatives. It's the middle of the road. And it's a whole lot of other people in a lot of other minorities that are fucking sick and tired of the bullshit.
But Brent, see, I understand everything you said. In fact, I'm quite privy to it. However, where does it stop? I mean, will it attenuate to a point where things will be normal enough for people to disagree with each other, people not to push a particular extreme agenda on each other or try to control each other, but to compete more politically than physically, and then fanning the flames of war and violence? I mean, who draws the line exactly? Where
People have to actually get prosecuted for their crimes. Like, for example, the Trump administration have kind of been hinting that they want to bring George Soros and his kids up on RICO charges for funding all this illegal activity that the left has been doing for the last...
Finally.
Like, so things like that have to happen. Look, at the end of the day, if people broke an actual law, they need to be prosecuted on it. But for some reason, the left oligarchs get to walk around this world of... And they've been doing this shit since Kennedy. Like a lot of people talk about Elon Musk being a right-leaning oligarch, but the left has been fucking had oligarchs that's been controlling shit. Like remember during the Black Lives Matter and the Occupy Wall Street protests, these magical bricks getting placed? Like, that shit is a crime. How come no one got prosecuted for... You can't just... It was pallets of bricks lined up in front of these banks for people to throw bricks into the window. Who put those bricks there? Because that's clearly a crime. How come no one ever got prosecuted for that stuff? A forklift had to literally lift that shit of them down. That means someone paid a lot of fucking money for that.
And that's the thing, though, Friday. That's the thing. We, as part of the public, if we fall for it and become puppets, do you know what I mean? I mean,
but Alpha, you're asking for something. You're asking for something that should have been. Like, I know Matt can find it. I know Free and a bunch of other people, because you know how I know this. The people have sent me this. It's about an hour and a half long, the full video, but there's been clips of it circulating on social media. It's literally that leadership talking political incitement, and they're saying go out and harass, harm. We need to get after her. You have Jasmine Crockett. She's such a wonderful strategist. She's a wonderful political mind. First off, the twat never fucking campaigned, never won an election. She was handed her district. She had what was called a soft election, meaning she didn't have to convince anybody. She just kind of rolled into the position. Hasn't really done my district, didn't even grow up in her district. And if you actually got to meet her before she puts on her performance, she does not talk how she acts on TV. Absolutely 100% does not talk like that at all. Because I know, I've seen her, I've met her. She does not engage that way. She only talks a certain style when she's in front of the cameras or knows there's a big crowd or event around her. In small private conferences where she's asking for money, she sits there and talks a completely different way. Her articulation switches more than Hillary Clinton's statements on Benghazi, more than Kamala Harris on whether or not she supports Israel or Palestine. I kid you not. But she woke up one day and said, I want to see the end and the downfall and the elimination of Elon Musk. And she got her wish. People were running around carving Nazi signs, swastika signs in people's fucking expensive cars, firebombing fucking Tesla stations, destroying Tesla charging stations, and all for the sake of what? Political leaders inciting violence? But we don't hold any of it. And to DJ Friday's point, yeah, but to prevent it, you need a Democrat leader who's going to say, hey, I need to come out there. And right now, there is no one in the DNC that is a leader that could actually have the left in any particular way. Let alone look what they've done, that violence. I mean, even Bernie Sanders giving his milquetoast warm apology and saying, hey, we should condemn violence this time around. Where was that kind of statement and feeling when the fucking the crazy fucking nut job shot up the baseball game? Like, you didn't give that kind of rendition. You didn't walk around saying we need to end political violence. we need to stop it now. He didn't say any of that shit. He didn't run around saying all that. No, what they're afraid of is actually the reverse. They're now getting afraid of, well, wait a minute, this may have escalated too far, and we may be the people that are next. It may be an Ilhan Omar or an AOC or Bernie Sanders that gets hit. Like, let's be honest. And is anybody on this side, conservatives, going to go cry? No. Should we post memes about how happy we are? Absolutely. We should post 1,000 memes for that shit, because you guys on the left had no problem doing it. And I'm not above. I'm not like king. I'm not forgiving like a lot of Christians. I'm not a Christian, so I don't turn the other cheek. I believe it. I'm old world. I want eye for an eye.
What? Oh, wait, Brad.
What you're saying is contradictory,
Brad, don't put that on us, Brad. We turned.
You can't turn around and say that Trump wasn't a bad guy when he decided to write in the violence.
I know you never talk. Brad, we turned one cheek. Outside of that, we have an Old Testament that clearly tells us we are to defend ourselves and that the state is absolutely there to implement justice, right? So
you guys got to get Old Testament quick. You need that fire and brimstone and that freaking war.
You
need crosses painted on shields and swords drawn and start marching into war.
Well,
you guys are
just so people understand, Brad, because I hear you, because people don't oftentimes understand the balance of the new and the old. For instance, let's say this retard gentleman that is rainbowist, right? This Tyler kid converts to Christianity while he's in jail, waiting to be executed. If he were to do that, we would accept him as a new brother in Christ, and we would wish him farewell on his way to being executed. Meaning, as a Christian, we would welcome him that he is now a new brother in Christ, but still, the state would execute him as justice for Charlie Kirk. And so that's the balance that we get in that as a personal thing, we have a personal way of looking at things, but justice must always be implemented on a societal level. So that's the distinction.
You know, some people on the right, as of yesterday, are starting to question if this guy is even a guy. Is Breitbart
even a guy?
That this guy is even a shooter.
Breitbart. Oh yeah. So you want me to speak to that?
Breitbart. He confessed.
No, he didn't. No, so he's not cooperating.
No, that's changed, King. If you look, I can find it for you. He actually just came out, and they have. He admitted to it. Plus, there's a Discord message of him admitting to it. So I'll show you it.
Yeah, show it to me, man, because I'm hearing that he's not cooperating.
Yeah, that's changed in the last 15 hours.
Exactly.
No.
And they have a Discord message where he said, "Sorry guys."
Have they shown the Discord message? Have they actually shown it?
Yeah, he erased it. Yeah, he erased it, but they retrieved it.
Breitbart just posted. So remember the original old guy that they thought, that old white man with the bald head? Remember that guy? He was the first guy that they had in handcuffs. So today, Breitbart just posted that guy, and they about to rearrest this guy because he was clearly he was saying that he was playing a distraction. Because when they originally put handcuffs on him, he was like, "Yeah, I did it, and I'll do it again." And then they found other people who was dressed just like him, had the same shirt on. So now they're saying that this shit is bigger than what we think it is, and there are a lot more other people involved in this.
The conspiracy theorists will always say that, and it doesn't really matter anyway, because on the right, we're independent, and we should have a diversity of thought. So it's okay that they don't agree or
always dismiss things to just being conspiracy theory. That's a whole conspiracy in itself, bro.
Well, what I'm saying is that you often don't have any evidence. So we do have evidence on the other side that's pointing the other way. So your conspiracy theory it has zero, and I mean zero evidence. And that's what's wrong with the conspiracy theorists. They're always so smart after the fact. But if they were really smart, then they would be able to pick what's going to happen before it actually happens and prevent it from happening.
But you know how
in what context, Notorious?
Wait. Y'all know how many
in what context?
Conspiracy theorists have predicted. I remember Alex Jones predicted 9/11 a week before 9/11 happened.
That is true.
And he said it exactly the way he said it was going to happen.
And several people knew, not only Alex Jones, several people knew something like 9/11 was going to happen. In addition, there have been other conspiracy theorists that have absolutely predicted things that have come to pass. Now, they're not 100%, they don't have 100% accuracy rate, but I think, Taurus, you have to admit that, especially the ones that have been pushed out there as like the symbol of conspiracy theorists, they have spoken on things that have happened. And it's kind of scary because even the frogs are the water's turning the frogs gay. Even that turned out to have some truth to it when they looked into the science behind those things and how it was changing the animals and their their little pee-pees and wee-wees and coochies and stuff. So we have to be honest.
So, Ken, you know how that works, right? You know how that works because a long time ago I called into the Alex Jones show and I talked to him about it, right? You know how it works. These guys ain't magical. They're not psychics. They have people on the inside who tell them, like, because in every organization, you're going to have people who don't agree with what's going on, and they'll tip people off. So you will have people in the government who knows about these things that will tell Alex Jones these things. Now it's up to Alex Jones if he's going to believe it or not, or if he's going to publish it. That's all that happens. People tell on these people. It's like if you work for DARPA, it's all type of shit DARPA is working on. But if I told you the shit is working on, you'll be like, they're not doing no shit. Like, that is crazy. But then Alex Jones, he just has the guts to actually tell us about it. Like, I remember geoengineering was a conspiracy theory. Now they admit to the shit.
Yeah.
What y'all in here lying about? What's going on?
No, what's up, ladies?
Lady. Hi. Hello.
Hello, my second wife. How's it going?
Oh, how you feeling, Brad?
Feeling good.
What is there not to lie about?
Right, Alpha.
I do want to say one thing. This is cringe. So Pam Bondi, I don't know. They need to fire this stupid bitch. But she thinks she wants to. Yeah, I'm here.
He's running the show. What's going on, kid?
He's got a new name.
Oh.
Yeah, I've had a new name. Yeah, follow me on this account.
I gave you the hard choice. King Solomon. Hey, Mom. Hey.
Kidding, that's because he keeps getting targeted by a certain individual
Okay, cool.
I mean.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it here. It's fine. But I haven't been targeted lately, so I'll just drop in it. But I'll say Pam Bondi she's saying she wants to prosecute the office Max or Depot employees that refused to print the flyers for the vigil for Charlie Kirk. Now, I think that is like absolutely batshit crazy, and that is way over the line. I mean, they got fired. Who gives a fuck? But prosecuting them, I mean, that's just petty and stupid.
It is. Yeah, we got to be careful moving forward.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, well, I can't say it out loud, but it rhymes with bright time.
Amazing.
You're about to feel some of that white power, huh?
I did not say that, goddammit. Put words in my mouth.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting as this case unfolds, seeing if we can get to the bottom of the truth and who actually gets to the bottom of the truth. I don't actually think it's going to be the FBI. I think it's going to be us, the people. I think we're going to be the ones that uncover a lot of this stuff to the point where it can no longer even be ignored. Because I don't think that this Tyler kid was working alone. So
I'll just respond to somebody in the chat. Look, China is in no position to talk about democracy and leadership at all. What China needs to do is stop trying to bully Taiwan, okay, and respect people's choices and a sovereign country for what it is, and stop trying to repress everybody and kill and dust. That's what they need to do. China is in no way. See, China was a democracy, right? with an opposition, I would have said, you know what? Sure. I mean, they could have a say in the free world, but they don't. They really don't. They were a pariah state until 1998 when Bill Clinton decided to bring them back in because they were so naive thinking that China actually worked with international conventions and liberalized the economy. They didn't. They did quite the opposite, right? See, China is a very dynamic and diverse way of dictating and, basically one of the, I don't know, it's a strange creature, China. Outside of China, they're all capitalists, they're all accumulating and extractivism and all of that. And inside China, they're all communist and nobody's above anybody else. And long live, Xi Jinping and all that stuff. No, China has no credibility to talk about America. China needs to tell TikTok to stop trying to sow division in America, right? That's what China needs to do. And it's quite eerie when I'm not religious or anything, but TikTok, ever since TikTok has been around, the time has been ticking and talking for just poisoning the minds of the youth, right? And really, don't you guys see it? It's ticking, talking.
Yeah, that's a great point. How China basically is trying to destroy the youth of America and have a totally different practice and standard for their own people. Y'all remember that China was welding people in their homes during COVID, like going and welding their doors shut. So, yeah, China.
Yeah, that's true.
You can not go outside, bad boy. Sit in there and starve.
Like, give some nice.
Hello. No go outside, no.
That's not nice.
Stay inside your house, bad boy.
Go, bad boy. You bad boy. Stay in your house,
That
bad
sounds
boy.
ugly. Stop.
That's the type of society.
Yo,
We were doing good. Now you guys are getting a little
Yeah.
racist.
Well,
Right?
it's not racist. That's an accent.
Racist, goddamn it.
No, I hate it when people say it's racist to mimic an accent.
Right, come on,
It's
guys.
like Arnold
It sounds so
Schwarzenegger
ugly.
has a silly accent. I can't even do it. It's so goofy. Like
Yeah.
everybody thinks he's cool.
But
you know?
the intent
Something about my accent.
is the intent. Okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's last name is racist as fuck. What do you expect?
And you know what I hate when people come up to, you know what I hate when people come up to me, hopefully you guys can hear me, and they say, you don't talk black.
literally means black nigger.
Wait.
What is that?
Wait, hold on. Stand speaking.
I said, I hate when people come up to me and say, you don't talk black. What's that?
Yeah, that's really
what is that?
annoying.
I don't talk black.
So who's asking you this? Black people or white people?
Both. Black
You're not
people,
we can jive.
But mostly white.
mostly black.
So how do black people don't speak English? What is that supposed to mean?
I know, you tell me.
They want you to talk like your
I mean,
name.
I don't know why I've never made a comment like that. Like that is just an HR write-up looking to happen. If you say you don't sound black, it's like basically saying, "Oh wow, you're not one of the dummies."
Well, my mom named me Thalia, and the oldest girl is Ava, and the middle girl is Zelda, and I'm Thalia. She said she wanted us to be able to have good jobs. So I guess in the late 50s and early 60s, she was thinking about something called affirmative action or DEI. Yeah, I mean, so she told. Now I could deal with Delia because I'm a carbon copy of my great grandmother, so I just jumped a few generations, but a doppelganger. People are really always thinking how they're going to fit in corporate world organization that they don't own or not on the board.
Well, you have to remember, Ebonics is not just ignorant speak. Ebonics, we had to master that, so the white boy couldn't know what we were up to.
You guys
Here
literally
we go.
I felt like we paid our dues. I felt like
With that bullshit.
Yeah,
no, but I feel like if you carry the last name Sanders, that should be enough. But she, my hair's always been curly and straight at the root, and she wanted to fit in so bad she would use Vigoro or pressing coat to just make it like bone straight and no frizz. So some people they go through that to fit in where they can get in more so. But she was more targeted at being jazzy for the corporate workforce than anything.
Amazing. Well, I don't want to stay on Ebonics, and Othello, you're fucking. Do you even know where X? You like people criticize black people for pronouncing ask as X. That actually came. There's a dialect that was spoken by. They were more or less from the fuck is that area? It's Ulster Scots. It was kind of a poor region where like they
Appalachia you're talking about, or the
yes, but where they came from in the UK,
the Highlands in Scotland.
Yeah, they had a very butchered pronunciation of English words, and X was actually one of them. And so there's a lot. It was learned from white people.
It's not that they were poor. It's just that they spoke Scottish Gaelic, and so the Queen had to make adjustments in Glengarry, Ontario, Canada.
Look, Ebonics has a direct line to peasantry in the Anglo-Saxon world. We just have to be honest about that. Nothing wrong with it, but I mean, it has its origins. Thomas Sowell wrote an excellent book that literally details the entire history of this. You can go read it. It's called, if I remember, Black Rednecks, White Liberal, or White Liberal, Black Rednecks, something of that sort. But it literally goes through the entire history of this.
I mean, yeah, everything we do now, we learn from them. So.
But I understood when white people can't enunciate, no one ever questions their intelligence. But when black people
we don't.
Yeah, dude, we are brutal.
I say all the time that they must have been stupid.
Like I don't think you understand. Like when it's like white people around, they will actually stop a person. Like, and I'm saying like in person, face to face, they will say that's not very good English. If you use the word ain't. Like that kind of shit, they absolutely correct each other. Whereas we won't really do it to black people because it would be considered insensitive, and they often, But you understand they have a different dialect.
You hear ain't in country music all the time.
Yeah, but they're like that's where white rednecks and blacks have a lot of dissimilar words because they literally that's where do you think black people got it?
You guys can fucking. Wait, I can prove this, King. You have Asian Americans who are white, also. And I can't understand a word. Hell, I'm in Texas today, and half of the fucking time that I go to a store or anywhere out and about and I have to listen to people talk, I'm going, first, why does it take you a half hour to get to the fucking point? Secondly, what the fuck are you saying? Because I have no idea what y'all are
saying. This is somebody who likes to speak both. I love speaking Ebonics like I have no sense, and I love speaking proper American English. I can do both. We have to be honest about the foundation of these things, though. It's proper to speak it in one context, and it's proper to speak it in another.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
You can get thrown out of discussions because you're not black enough. You can lose your black card. So you're right about that. But guess what people said? I spoke very well. They said that I spoke Hebrew very well. And they was like, yeah, you have such a good flow and you pronounce the words just right. So I think it's just, I just think it's by chance with people. Maybe the way their teeth are set up. Because I would have never thought I would get complimented on Hebrew.
Black people, we have to be masters.
This is the way your teeth are set up? What?
We have to be masters.
If I got braces, I speak better English?
That's what she meant.
What are we doing?
Somebody's going to
somebody fact check that. People with braces speak better English.
The language that you speak does form your mouth from the South. The language that you speak does form your mouth from the South. That's why you meet people who speak multiple languages and they have different mouth structure.
And that's what I think it is.
What's funny is I had braces. I actually had braces.
What are you laughing at?
No, because you kind of tried to tie, I think, the proper speaking of a language to teeth structure, I think. You were trying to do that?
I just think that is why some people, like, there's a room called Heavy Hitters on this app. I won't go in there because he growls. And I know it's a lot of masculine testosterone.
Testosterone is crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, you know, and some guys don't talk much. Some don't. And those are the ones I'm attracted to because if I'm comfortable with you, I go at it all day. Blah, 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 you know.
All right, guys. Well, let's get back to the.
Because it gets silly at some point.
No, we're not trying to talk
arguing over somebody else's language. Like, imagine hearing the British people listening to all us Americans fuck up their shit.
Someone said it.
Yeah.
Just North Carolina's enough. They sound like country mouse.
Yeah, because we were talking about earlier about free speech, but can speech be considered violence?
No, that's just cope. No.
It can lead to violence.
Yeah, it can lead to violence, and we have.
If someone
laws against
says,
that.
if you had an issue with someone and you run into them in the store, you meet them in a public place, and they say, "I'm going to kill you," is that violence?
Yeah, we have laws against that.
You're threatening.
And if they play like that, no, because the girl did that to my coworker yesterday, and that's how they play.
But those are fighting.
No, but you know,
Exactly,
Like,
but
it's
we're
like,
just
for
using a
instance-
broad term
for instance,
about how
here in
speech
Chicago,
is so
we say-
free, and it's not.
In
you know what
Chicago,
I
we say.
think would really demarcate violent speech from actual physical violence. Look, tell somebody, like you can experiment this. Tell somebody, with all due respect to the panel and everybody in the audience, you can tell somebody, listen, fuck you, right? And punch them in the face and tell them, hey, which one hurts more? And maybe they'll demarcate it.
Yeah, but this whole violence is speech is just it's an attempt by people who don't understand the foundation of America and the First Amendment and why this country was set up on those laws. When you advocate for speech as violent, stuff like that, you're just exposing that you don't have you have no tie to Americanism as we understand it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like you guys may think it's funny, you guys may think it's a joke, but it's not. We need to deport these people. I don't care. We need to deport you. The Constitution is very clear that we are supposed to be guarding against enemies, foreign and domestic. When you are pushing for shit like this, where you're literally espousing things that are contrary to Americanism, I think we need to have an honest conversation so we don't end up having a civil war.
Yes, sir.
But, hey, we can deport you to whatever country. We'll give you a flight, $100,000 or however much it is to go to whatever country you think would accommodate you and your retardedness. We have to be honest about this.
I
I
agree.
don't think they would go, King.
I think a lot of people wouldn't go actually, Alpha. I think there's a lot of LARPers. There's a lot of people who espouse things where if they were put in a society where they have to actually live under the rule sets that that come out of their mouth, they would flee those countries. And that's the sad part. So many people are literally they don't have the self-awareness to realize they're pushing for things that they would literally never live under.
I would say there's like one thing I noticed where it is, like in the UK, I'll see Muslims in the UK, they're saying like, I think it should be illegal to criticize any religion, not just Islam. And it's just like, so wait, hold on a second. So you're basically saying you want to change, they don't have true freedom of speech in the UK, but, more so than
in Europe. They don't even have it in Europe.
Exactly. And so,
I mean, you can
like,
say something, it's just not codified. So you can easily get caught up in it. You can easily get caught up in Scotland, because I wanted to check on some things, and they was like, now, the people you hanging around speak Gaelic, so they going to make fun of them in court, say, what did you say? So, yeah, Europe is a hot mess when it comes to freedom of speech. You have to be very careful what you say and how you going to get yourself out of it.
Yeah, so like in the UK, you have like these Muslims who are basically they can't behave themselves if you insult Islam. They they want to just make it so that you can't criticize any religion. Like they somehow think that that would be a good middle ground, which, I do absolutely think that when it comes to certain people, especially immigrants from certain places, that should never be accepted. You should never accommodate those people.
But see, this is the thing, Pepe. Like when people try to, live their lives according to what is ideal as opposed to what is actually real and affects them tangibly, that's where delusion happens. See, like you have people right now calling for, heresy laws, right? No, just no, because what do you mean by heresy law? Maybe I worship the Ferraris as a horse and as a car. So should that be also part of the law to accommodate my sensibilities? These things are so ambivalent and ambiguous. Where do you draw the line, man? That's my issue with it. Where do you draw the line? It's either free speech for everybody or for nobody. That's the thing. But what we are seeing right now is people saying, no, free speech for me, no speech for you. That's how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. It just goes back to what we were talking about earlier this week. People don't know how to dialogue, how to get a point over, how to persuade, how to market, how to do elevator. They just, you have a lot of people just don't want to hear it. And it's a good amount of them on this app. In certain types of rooms, you have to.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily the case.
For entertainment.
But I don't think
they're kind of entertainment.
I don't think it's necessarily the case. Like with a lot of, like for example, the Muslim immigrants in the UK, it's not that they can't dialogue. It's just that they where they come, it's punishable by death, and they're intolerant to people criticize Islam.
Very intolerant. Very, very intolerant. Yeah. To the point, the women, they need to stay a step behind their husbands, because in Arlington County, Virginia, they are something else. I'd be like, back up off of me, like that. And they don't mean any harm. They evade your personal space.
Good afternoon, Pepe.
Hello.
How are you? I mean, Tweeto.
I haven't spoken to you in a while, Fatima.
I know you missed me.
Ooh,
what's that all about? I'm getting jealous. Publicity on the other side.
Yeah, y'all could just mind y'all business. But Pepe, I wanted to chime in on this conversation. Did y'all talk about why free speech is an American thing?
I didn't.
So the basis of free speech was so that remember when before America was independent from the British, they weren't allowed to criticize the government or the king. So once they created this new democracy, they wanted people to be able to argue and criticize and, talk about how they felt about things. And they always wanted that to be, protected. That was they wanted their views, especially those that were unpopular, to be protected with the First Amendment. I think it is amendment where, you have free speech. So with that being said, Americans are in democracy. They're rooted in free speech. They're rooted in free autonomy, because the founding fathers didn't know what rule or authority was. They were trying to get away from it so that they can create their own rule or authority for others, right? Because they wanted to create their own systems. And that system is what we are in today. Those founding fathers found a way to basically monopolize off of their own voices and suppress others.
Well, who taught you this?
Your daddy.
she's not wrong because, like, she's not wrong, DJ, because, like, in 17,
you must wasn't listening to the actual lessons that my daddy was teaching you.
all right, DJ, she's not wrong.
Okay,
In
tell me.
1735, a famous journalist was prosecuted, hung, and killed because of seditious speech because he was a printer. Peter Zingler, and the founding fathers, when they were drafting the Constitution, actually said, "Hey, we don't want this kind of thing." Also, they believed it was a safety valve. They had watched numerous plots and oppression occur throughout Europe, and they said that people actually have the ability to speak about their grievances with the government, to be able to vocalize them and communicate them in a broad, open environment. It will not harbor ill feelings nor breed more revolutionary types to overthrow the government. Plus, it provides a safety check on the government, which the people can be informed and discuss the topics of the day at hand with their representatives, and it makes the government accountable for the people, by the people, we the people.
Well, more importantly, they knew it was vital to a free republic.
A free republic.
A free republic. It was vital. You have to have it. In order to have a free republic, you have to have freedom of speech.
That's true.
And these are the things people like John Locke wrote about.
Othello.
I thought it would be the freedom of democracy.
Othello, I read your thing about how you want Ben Shapiro and who is this other guy?
Jon Stewart.
Not Jon Stewart. Your comments about Jon Stewart. Kash Patel need to go. Kash Patel is not going anywhere. He's actually doing a fairly decent job. I mean, for all once, he's done a lot of improvement. He's done a lot of coordination. He's done targeting. He's put people back on sexual crimes instead of putting them on political desks like Biden's administration. So I'm pretty happy with a lot of the moves he's making within the FBI. I'm sorry that your favorite pundits who like to go on, Sunday morning talk shows and get their 15 minutes of fame aren't there anymore. But I'm pretty happy to see those guys go. But as far as Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro were the polite ones. Like they're really nice. The only problem with Ben Shapiro is he talks too damn fast. He's like a honey badger on meth in his debate styles.
So, but he sucks on helium before he talks.
He could be, but you have no idea who in the conservative circle is now getting elevated. I said this yesterday, and I'm going to continue to say this. You have Nick Fuentes, and you don't know shit about him other than the fact you don't like him. That's it. And he has said some racist things. And I will say this. He has said some racist things. He is much more than anything else there. And he's elevated. You're bringing up Milo Yiannopoulos. He's coming back. Thank you. Because I really wanted to hear the shit from Milo again in my life. And a host of others. You're going to have a huge network. You just handed the Republicans the midterms, the next presidential election, the election after that. And you're going to have more of society saying, no, I don't agree with the leftist ideas. And you're still wanting to cancel free speech, which is why you prove the point that the right does not need to come to the table and actually talk with the people on the left anymore.
That's the thing.
What they
I
want to do
agree.
is hit the left with the table and just mud stomp them as they march on over and just do what they want to do anyway.
I agree with the Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens of the world. I'm on their side. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is that there was an inner fight between the Nick Fuentes and the Candace Owens of the world and the Charlie Kirk ideologies. And that fight was over American blind support of Israel.
Well, not necessarily the fight, because that also pushed her out of the Daily with Shapiro, and kind of pushed her out of Turning Point. But the thing is that I was looking at her yesterday, and she said, there are people who think they can fill Charlie's spot at a company he once owned that have no business there, and she said she'll die, protecting the company from them.
You'll never see Candace Owens. You'll never see Nick Fuentes get the kind of recognition that Kirk got because of their stances on Israel. They can never really get on the political unless the U.S. takes its government lobbies like AIPAC and whatnot. So you'll see them as like as high as like a podcaster. You know what I mean? But you'll never see political.
Because they look at the AIPAC.
Hold on.
They look at the AIPAC as a foreign entity.
Why are you so focused? Like every conversation. So here's the problem. You're so focused on what the Jews. Like, oh my God, we gotta get rid of the Jews because I don't want to be the targeting group. Listen, I have never stop. Hold on. I have never met more people who are afraid of one of the smallest demographics on the fucking planet.
You don't have to go through that spill.
I'll go through whatever I want. I wore the uniform and actually fought for it. I don't care about free speech on the left. I don't care about that.
That's not what's going on.
Why are you so focused on Israel? Like, Israel is not our closest ally. It's not even the one we pay the most money.
Well, I understand.
You don't even understand how the economy works in terms of it, nor do I give a fuck about it. If you were really pissed off about a lot of things, particularly 9/11, like you claimed, like I've heard you say, you would be like really pissed off at a country, I don't know, like Saudi fucking Arabia, where they were fucking where they were fucking funded,
And
where
Brad,
there's only
also
one
Saudi
goddamn
Arabia has
country
the
that has
highest
8
lobby.
How about you just listen?
Oh, how about you listen instead of talking because you interrupt me? So now I don't have to be polite.
See, you don't even.
I don't have to be fucking polite.
You don't even know the perspective that I'm
who
talking
can't
about.
fucking actually sit there and listen. You want to just go on and have your fucking viewpoint, and no one else can distinguish it because you just want to go with your anti-Semitic fucking rant that you hate fucking Jewish people. I don't know if you're afraid of Jewish God or the fact that you weren't fucking breastfed by a Jewish woman and you feel left out. I don't give a shit about what your fucking viewpoint is because I don't have to respect you. I don't have to sit there and take it from someone who's so afraid of a small minority of fucking people, and then you want to just run your fucking mouth. Not anybody else contributes. Hey, I want to fucking go ahead and do this. I don't give a fuck about that because you're
last week you went on an anti-Semitic rant. We have you recorded.
I don't care what you have recorded. I don't give a shit about anything you say right now. I don't give a fuck. I will not be respectful to you because you went on an anti-Semitic rant. No, you cannot. You don't have anything. And again, I don't give a fuck. You went on an anti-Semitic rant. You're the one that's sitting there in your big gas. You went on an anti-Semitic rant just last week. You were afraid of that shit. You're afraid of some fucking guy drag his nutsack.
Is this the same Brad?
Like
is this a clone?
I don't fucking know what the hell you're talking about. Again, you're just fucking spewing shit while talking, and you want to be platformed. So now I'm gonna platform you, fucking fat Costello. Whatever your bullshit is, whatever your fucking little one fucking.
Wait. Everybody has Brad.
I don't give a fuck.
Everybody has Brad.
You sound an asshole. You sound like some fucking twat. You sound like a crybaby who wasn't there.
Why the change, Brad? Why?
Sound like? What the fuck is wrong with you? You can't even fucking have respect. You can't have fucking patience. You can't even articulate. Which is why I'm gonna tell the right. Take people like Costello and just like
what's the big change?
Just throw them.
You were just anti-Semitic last week.
Do that shit over and over again.
We were all in the room.
Can't get through. Until you can't, because
you went on your
they don't give a fuck. They just want they're pro-Palestine, which is a whole bunch of suicide bombers who can't figure out how to use a fucking dead man.
What happened in my
They can't fucking they want to throw gay people off the roofs.
You were just anti-Semitic last week.
LGBT.
Why the
fucking dick in this?
Why the change of heart? Did you watch the documentary?
You are still.
Why the big change of heart?
I don't have a change of heart.
You were just anti-Semitic last week.
Fucking 5 years.
You went on a 10-minute anti-Semitic rant just last week. Why the change?
Talking shit on Jewish people last week. No one's ever heard me talk shit on anybody.
You went on an anti-Semitic rant and I said anything.
You're trying to equate my critique of the Israeli government talking about their civil rights issues and all of their government. That's not being anti-Semitic, you fucking dumb ass fucking piece of shit. Go back, read a book. I'll tell you what, you need a library card, I'll teach you how to sign up for one of those. I'll teach you how to go order books online. There's this app called Amazon. You can order those.
Did they have a
bookstore called Barnes and Noble. You can go in and buy books. There's a school that will literally teach you. There's old people that will teach you how to fucking read. I mean, again,
I get it.
Nothing.
I
You don't
get it.
have
I'm not
anything.
speaking
I don't give a
left
fuck,
versus
dude.
right agenda.
You don't have anything
I'm
on
not
me because
speaking
again,
for your
everybody on this
Is it the
stage,
Civil War
in this
agenda?
audience, and 5 years
Nobody
knows
believes you.
me. You don't
Nobody
have any
believes
inner
the Civil
secrets
War
on me,
agenda.
motherfucker.
Nobody believes that there's a left versus right war. I'm sorry, Brad. You can't push it. It's
Really?
It's done.
Oh wait, there's not a left versus right war?
No.
What, really?
No.
I didn't watch Charlie Kirk get it.
It's a
That's
psyop.
you dumb fucking moron.
That nerds like you
dumb fucking moron.
It's a psyop. That nerds like you were trying to push.
vile fucking company
It's a
that
psyop.
has
That
a fucking
nerds like
you
you were
recorded and
ain't gonna do shit.
humanity. You
You're
can't
gonna be on
figure out.
Clubhouse
There's
talking
not.
about
Just going shut.
And
You know what? I'm
somebody
so
else's
glad
kid is gonna fire
people
the
are
trigger.
so sensitive like you over MLK.
You're gonna be on
because I'm
Clubhouse
glad.
talking about
I'm
it.
glad that
Somebody
the
else's
MLK
kid is gonna fire the
and
trigger.
others are getting shot because they
Because
feel
of
your
people like
feelings
you.
so much.
It's
I
a
don't give a
psyop.
fuck.
And you're
Fuck all
pushing
that
it.
shit.
Your old
I
ass
don't
is
care.
pushing it.
I don't really care.
You need to go
And
sit
you
down,
haven't
have a
done
mantra,
shit. You haven't said shit.
go
You haven't
get your
proved shit.
retirement
You
plan.
don't. There's not a war coming. You know what? You're right. I wish the conservatives would mount up and do a war because pussies like you can't even
You
serve
wish
to
for a
defend
war?
this fucking
Look,
country
this guy-
to wear a uniform, and all you can do is play Call of Duty and act like you know about war. You haven't scaled those days. You didn't jump out of an airplane. You didn't fucking fire down range. You didn't have to get shot at. And all you do is laugh from the basement of your mommy while you're sitting there going, Mom, can I have more minutes for my cell phone? I'm a grown 30-year-old man who doesn't have a fucking job. You don't have a fucking job. You don't contribute to society. And you want the U.S. government, mainly people on the state, to pay for you. Fuck your psyop.
You're trying to push the
You're
psyop.
a fucking weird motherfucker.
Have
It's all yours. Have fun with this fucking one.
Bitch ass nigga.
Thought about that?
Bitch ass, I would swear to God, dude, I would bend your mama over and give you a brother.
Do what you gotta do.
Piece of shit.
Don't be mad when somebody Charlie Kirk.
You ain't gonna do it. I tell you what, yeah, have somebody come. I have guns. I have weapons. Come play. You wanna fucking come play? Come play, motherfucker. Show up at the door. Come on, motherfucker. You walk the law. Let's go. Walk the law. Come on. Let's go. You wanna come up and shoot me? Come on. I dare you, you fucking punk ass bitch. You're fucking.
You're pushing the
nothing.
psyop.
You wouldn't do anything.
You're
You know what
pushing
you
the
are?
psyop.
You'd walk out on the sidewalk. You'd look down at the
You're
ground.
pushing the psyop.
You're
pushing the
You would
psyop.
look down at me. You would bend your knee. I'll have you live red fucking toes, motherfucker. I'll put you to fucking work. I'll have you guarding
pushing
my
the
fucking
psyop on the
backyard.
American
I'll have
people.
you doing that shit.
We need to be
I'll-
here.
Brad, you need to knock up his mom and give him another brother, and you'll be his stepdaddy, and then you can ground him and take his fucking phone away.
That's why.
That motherfucker.
Good God, Brad is another one of these motherfuckers pushing a psyop on the American people. Well, we need to be.
Yeah, what if you're pushing a psyop that is?
Yeah, they're pushing a
anti-Semitic?
psyop on a
Have you ever
fake,
thought about that?
fake civil war.
Perhaps people think you're pushing a psyop. Have you thought about that?
They're pushing a fake civil war on your kids so they can pull the
Yeah,
trigger.
I didn't go out and shoot Benjamin fucking Crump,
Yeah,
did I?
stop it.
Or
Stop it.
fucking Farrakhan or any of them motherfuckers, did I?
You're pushing a
No,
psyop.
your side fucking decided to come shoot fucking Charlie Kirk.
Just
They
because you're old
did
ass
that shit.
bored,
They did that
you
shit,
know,
and then you want to go
push the
healing.
psyop.
Fuck your
Stop.
healing shit. You know what? You
Just
got
because
pissed
you're
off.
old,
We got
wrinkle
pissed
ass,
off when what was it?
bored,
Carmelo
you're
Anthony
online
was
pushing a
fucking
psyop.
stabbing it.
Just because your old ass is bored, you're pushing a
My
psyop
old
on the
ass,
American
my old ass still can whoop the fucking black off.
You won't let us do it.
Who's we? You ain't got
Yeah, we won't let
you
you
don't have
do it.
anybody.
Left and right.
There's nobody.
We won't let you do
You
it.
aren't that tough, dude. Nobody wants to
Cash
help.
Patel is being
You don't have it.
questioned
I hope
right now by
Patel
the
does
Senate.
come and get you. I hope he
Cash
does. I hope he
Patel
does
is
round you
being
up. I
questioned
want
by the
fucking
Senate
broken
right
windows
now.
implemented.
They're not
I
gonna
want
let you
stop
do
it
it.
frisk. I want
They're not
stop it
gonna let you
beating
do
to
it.
actually start
John
this
Stewart
first.
didn't let Ben Shapiro do it.
You know what? Stop and beating sound great.
We're
I
not
want to do
gonna
that.
let you
I
do
want
it,
to
Brad.
see. I want to see people like you stop beating. I want Rodney King to look like a fucking Hallmark movie.
We're not gonna let you do it. We're not gonna let you do it, right and left.
Who's we? Who's we?
The American people. We're gonna stop you from pushing the psyop on these kids. We're not gonna let you do it.
But Othello, you're pushing a psyop of anti-Semitism on them too, don't you think?
No, I'm not pushing a psyop of anti-Semitism. But China just said today that America and Israel betrayed the world.
Wait, this dipshit is getting his news from China and he's gonna swallow that.
We're being
Like
lumped
the
into
fucking
net
pile of cum from your
crime.
fucking
We're not
grandfather.
gonna let them do it.
Holy shit!
not
This
gonna
guy
let
will
him do
deep
it.
throat anything
We're not
out of
gonna let him
juicy
do it.
things
fucking little Andy. You sent the whole fucking all the way up. Are you all the way in there? Are you all the way in that? You're taking China's information? Are you a fucking moron?
Yeah, you guys are focused on the pawns.
You are too fucking stupid. I definitely want to follow
right war.
I want to. Part of the problem is you leftists are too fucking up there in the ass of fucking China, burying your face down in it. You actually pull your head out. So the day I listen to fucking China, for you little twat waffles, I'm going to fucking. No, I don't care. I want to see that. I want to see that shit. I really want to see that shit. I don't give a flying fuck. We won't let you listening to China. China told me the Jews are bad. That's your fucking thing. We won't let you do it. It's not about Jews, baby. Fucking idiot. You can't do that. You are agreeing to the same about Jews. It's about to actually have a conversation. Not about shit. You fucking ignorant. You're the reason why we have to sit there and have to deal with fucking stupid shit like Israeli-Palestine. Meanwhile, you have no problem killing a Charlie Kirk.
His source is the South China Post. I mean, isn't there?
He's a fucking idiot.
Charlie Kirk was a pawn. Okay, George Floyd is a fucking
pawn. You're a pawn if you're listening to fucking China, you dumbass. And they're not even paying you. They're not even giving you a reach around. You're doing it free.
Trying to push the left versus right agenda on these good American people and their children.
How was George Floyd a pawn?
And you're un-American for that. We're not going to let
that was a predicate felon, bro.
We're not going to let you do it. They want us to fight each other right now. That's the whole psyop.
I want to fight you because you're fucking retarded and fucking up to fucking China. Getting your information, whatever BBC that China has rolling in your ass, and you're fucking spitting out fucking cum because you're like, yes, daddy, China, give me some more. I want some egg like coming from a young guy over there. You're sitting there going, I need that in my life. You are sitting there going, that I gotta believe fucking China. Fuck China. Fuck that.
You sounded like an agent with an agenda. That's what you sounded like.
I'm not quoting China's sources, ass. You sound like the agent, you moron. Do you even hear yourself? You are retarded. You are beyond.
You're retarded for pushing a spy on these good American people. There's no left versus right war. And you won't stop it until another politician dies. You guys won't even out there killing other
fucking China. The same country that 5 years over here. I get it. You're a Biden sympathizer. I get it. You're just all about that. You know what? I don't need soldiers to go to a civil war with the type of you. Our crab fishermen in Alaska will fucking defeat the Chinese Navy. Shit, I might as well march out the conservative women because that might be a fair fight for you at least. They not fucking beat the shit out of you. None of that shit. Nobody's listening to you.
You're not pushing shit and you're not killing shit. Nobody.
I don't fucking know. China.
America should be healing.
You know what's funny about a statement is that at this time right now, when emotions are in commotion, right? A Chinese-owned social media company like TikTok is shutting down anyone with right-leaning views just so that it can make them feel like they're being, sidelined, right? And it's amplifying all these idiots that are supposedly on the left to create this atmosphere of animosity. So, Otello, your China is the provocateur.
No, you guys are the provocateur in these rooms pushing out fake-ass left versus right propaganda psyop agenda on the American people. Luckily, John Stewart
TikTok is amplifying that.
Ben Shapiro tried to do it.
But TikTok is amplifying that by begging people
I'm proud of America. I'm proud of us.
Charlie Kirk.
Now they're questioning Kash Patel for his complicity.
I want 20 more Kash Patels against fucking Chinese psyop agents, fake fucking. You know what? I'm gonna call you Paper King. I'm gonna call you Paper. Just so the two can be together. Paper fucking Tiger. That's what you guys are. Fucking right paper going through. Listen,
You
I
guys
don't
are
give a
bored,
shit
old,
what
retired
those
men
like fucking
pushing
Chinese
a
fuckers
psyop
have to
agenda
say.
on good
I don't give a
American
flying fuck about what
Stop
you
it.
want. I don't care about how much you think they're great. I don't give a fuck about your opinion from China. If I wanted China's opinion, I'd walk over there, I'd smack the fucking kung pao chicken out of their head,
You wouldn't
and
do
then I would
shit.
drag it and told them.
You
I
wouldn't
don't
do
give a
shit.
fuck. Listen, just like we thought we
You're
Wait,
retired.
just like we said that the
You're
U.S.
looking
can
for a
show
little
them how this
bit.
country
Get on
was
Clubhouse.
our nation, who's got the bigger fireworks.
Old,
I can
retired,
promise you we can do that to China without a fucking blink in the eye. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what China says. China's non-relevant. China doesn't have anything on the
And you're
U.S.
trying to get
I
another
don't give a
kid
flying
shoot
fuck
another fucking
what China
politician.
says. You guys sucking up to China is the cringiest shit. I'm not
Get off the bullshit. Get off the boo-boo.
These guys put up with the China's cringe.
Social company, the social media company that is actually, look, this is what it's doing. In this time, at this sensitive time, at this time where sensibilities are on fire, okay, and people are looking
alpha. How do you
thing
speak
that you're
about the
talking
word
about. Listen for a moment. The social media company of TikTok, owned by China, is banning accounts and suppressing accounts that are trying to be on Charlie Kirk's side while amplifying the lunatics who are celebrating his death. Now, you tell me, is that conducive to the current atmosphere in the United States?
Look, El says it's not that bad. It's Othello that like is quoting China and then he's wanting us to listen to fucking China. This fucking moron who's never done anything in his life is still living
You're
in
a
mama's
bored,
basement.
retired pedophile on Clubhouse pushing a left versus right war among Americans. That is so un-American.
Come on, bro. Doing though.
Period.
Come on, bro.
Period.
That's what TikTok is doing, though. That's what I'm telling you.
But anyway, they have a military person who's overseeing Cash Patel.
Cash Patel's being questioned right now by our Senate.
Right, and they have a guy that works at this, a white guy in the military, works at the Pentagon, high-ranking person, and technically is the head of the FBI. Because Cash Patel flowed to profile a white guy who killed Kirk, because no black person really had that much vindication for him.
No, this guy's gonna tell you that you have to listen to China every time you open your mouth. I'm going to.
We know you're trying to deflect the room, but nobody believes
cuckold that wants China.
Nobody
Hey, you want
believes
America there? You want to sell it off to that?
We called you out.
You didn't call me out. Nobody. Listen, dude.
We locked in on your agenda.
Nobody here called me out for shit.
We locked in on your agenda.
You don't have me. My agenda is not to fucking sell me to fucking China, nor my kids, nor allow fucking idiots to believe China doesn't have nefarious means.
They don't believe
and you can't even name a fucking city in China when you're going to quote their news. You can't even find fucking the capital of China on a map, and you're going to tell me I need to listen to them. You don't know anything about their economic policies. You don't know anything about their military construct. You have no
There's no civil war.
nothing. But you want me to listen to China because you think you have no mysticism because China tells you how great it is to live there. Let me tell you how great it is to live in China. They fucking steal people in their rooms to die in their homes while they had COVID. They tortured people. They killed millions of people when they came into power.
And the right.
But you don't have a fucking clue. You are not going to let you actually listen. You know what? You need to go quote Pol Pot. You would have a better chance with Pol Pot and Lenin. You would have had a better shot with any of them. But you can't even fucking do that. You went to China. You simple fucking cuckold. I can't believe that. I can't believe that there was this moron. That it's your room, but you can have the Chinese fuck up here. You and his like little fucking rhetoric all day long.
We're not going to let you push that agenda. I'm sorry.
You know what? I want everybody to lock up and put into fucking internment camps.
We're not going to let you push that agenda.
Anybody who sits for China at a great limit, I think we need to open up internment camps and lock them up.
We're not going to let you push that agenda. I'll be a good American.
TTR.
Oh shit, that's me?
Yep. Albino with alopecia.
Oh shit, where's his chest though? Wait, did you guys know that Ludwig has albinism and alopecia?
What in the world's going on here? Is talking about
Ludwig.
Your mom.
Yeah, no, I'm not even joking.
Your mom's.
Ludwig, I've seen your real picture. You have albinism, and you have alopecia, which is fucking wild. You're literally powder me.
And still, your mom
I
is.
think now the real psyop began, like right now with the albinism stuff.
The best thing to come out of this death is the Charlie Kirk Act. Why? Because the Charlie Kirk Act is going to hold people like Brad and people that are pushing this left versus right agenda responsible for any more deaths. Check it out. It's called the Charlie Kirk Act. Anybody pushing this propaganda on good American people, trying to get our kids involved, trying to radicalize our kids to go shoot another politician, slap the shit out of them when you see them. America needs to heal right now.
Wait, how do you stop violence by going to
slap the shit out of them?
Yeah, come on, man. Like,
anybody pushing that propaganda, slap. And the Charlie Kirk Act is
anybody who quotes China and tries to do this, you run them over with a car. You fucking accidental fucking back them up in a parking lot. You know what? It won't even be that good. I'm fine with it.
I mean, Othello, you keep on saying that this is like somehow it's not right versus left. Okay, all you've been saying are a bunch of. Well, first of all, you have this faggot that ended up. I don't know if he's trying to impress his boyfriend or I don't even know what the fuck he's doing.
You know, that's what he is.
And so, like, he ended up shooting him because he was a lefty that hated his views, and then we've seen all of the American lefties, not Chinese people, sit here and celebrate his death. These are real Americans that had real American jobs, and so they got fired in America. I mean, this is left versus right. For whatever reason, you think that it's like. It's not real. This is stupid.
It's a fight between the right wing. It's right on right.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You're really
slipping, that were celebrating his death and like what do you think it's actually about? It's right versus white. I mean that is stupid.
It's right versus the right wing. It's
you're letting these blacks get away with way
It's
too much.
between the Nick Fuentes of the world, and it's between the Charlie.
Nothing to do with Nick Fuentes.
Yes, it is.
Fucking idiot.
This is an infight in the right wing.
I told you this. I told you he was
it does
a fucking
have
idiot.
a lot to do with Fuentes. You listen to some of Candace tapes when it comes
Listen
to
to the fucking idiot
last night.
I mean, we know that I know and have known for years that the Groypers and Turning Point USA have been publicly feuding with each other. That's actually how the Groypers really made a name for themselves, is trolling Charlie Kirk on his campus tours. And it was pretty outrageous.
He didn't know this stuff. He doesn't know those.
But you know what is it?
He's quoting fucking China. He's quoting Chinese sources.
He's quoting TikTok University.
I'm connecting all the journal of TikTok together because I actually research and I study. And
No. You have Chinese Pooh Bear dick in your butthole, and so you need to cleanse those chocolate cheeks and get that Pooh Bear dick out of your butt.
We can use at home to disconnect from the actual subject matter, but it's not going to.
That was not at home. That was factually accurate.
This is what we do.
Hold on. You know what I found funny?
You look like powder. Shut the fuck up.
Maybe I'm next. Look, Andrew Tate, you are not a debater, okay? And nobody's after you, Andrew Tate. The only people after you are those women from Romania.
Wait, why are we talking about Andrew Tate? Andrew Tate don't have shit to do with what the fuck is going on right now.
Come on, bro, stop it, man. Andrew Tate coming out saying, maybe I'm next. Man, shut up, bro. I'm not that important. Shut up.
Oh, well, that's a little off the beaten path, but he already was next. For, basically freedom of speech when they got house arrest in Romania.
No, that was for sex trafficking.
Yeah, sex trafficking.
No, that was sex trafficking.
He's never been charged, let alone be.
No, he's been charged. You mean?
But they make up shit with you when you do have freedom of speech.
Oh my god, the biggest conspiratorial person on here.
And keep in mind,
Oh, please. Anything that you don't agree with is conspiratorial.
That's because they
My truth is my truth.
No, you're
not my
huge.
man,
You're
so I'm
huge
not
into
gonna side
conspiracy
with
theories,
you.
Tommy.
Yeah, well, you're not my man, so I'm not gonna side.
You know what I found funny though, Othello? Like, you're not consistent, man. You cannot come and tell me that, China is somehow caring about the state of the world, especially what's happening in Israel or what's happening in America. Do you know why? Because, like I said, TikTok is the one right now perpetuating what you are talking against.
What I'm saying is, you don't have to respect China, but what I'm saying is...
No, it's not about respecting China. I'm just saying if China was an honest broker of truth,
let me respond to you.
Then the social media companies...
It doesn't matter what I'm saying.
How do you feel about the leaders?
China used their voice to denounce us, and that's it. Now,
no,
whether you respect them or not,
but that's not the point I'm driving
the
here.
point that China used their voice to denounce us today.
No, look, what I'm telling you is this. If China was an honest broker of truth, not that they cannot be, but at the moment they're not. What I'm saying is if they were honest brokers of truth, right, the social media company owned by them, TikTok, would not be attempting to suppress one side and amplify the other because they know at this
moment, have their own skeletons.
Things are edgy. And people will have the perception that we're being suppressed. And it may not necessarily be by the left, but this is what they're doing. They're creating a ring.
I understand that they have their own skeletons.
It has nothing to do with skeletons. I don't think you understand how this works. I don't think you understand how propaganda works. Now, there's a lot of people think that they're somehow trying to, that the ultimate goal of, like, for example, Russia or China is to change our opinions on something. And so that will vote in another way. That's actually not what their goal is. Their goal is to muddy up the waters and damage the reputations and the narratives of both sides so much that Americans will start becoming more apathetic and not trusting either party. It basically is a way just to fuck with the United States so that it's harder for us to get things accomplished, so that we're less unified. And like when it comes to China and like Russian propaganda, I don't think you realize just how harmful it is and why they seek to do it. It's absolutely in their best interest for America to be weakened and for Americans to not really want to be on board with any, especially geopolitical endeavors they might want to accomplish.
Basically, to demoralize them.
Yeah. To Pepe's point, we got to be honest. Israel lost the social media war. And I think the IDF is doing the right thing, but it's just like Pepe was saying, the propaganda has been flooding the social media, and that's where they're losing the war at. So once they tighten that up, I think, the American people or people in general that disagrees will change their opinion. But right now, the social media war is hitting guys like the guy that's talking about Palestine and Russia and all that. Social media got him. And I don't know if we can ever get those people back, but I land there.
Like irredeemable, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think you can get them back because it's just their thinking is just fundamentally flawed. These are the same people that you have to sit here and have an argument about over what is a woman and all of this other nonsensical thing. So I think the mentality is going to remain the same.
You know what I find funny though? Tori, is that whenever people ask a question, what is a woman, they ask a man instead of asking an actual woman. No, have you guys noticed though? They never ask
Most of those
what is a woman.
trying to pretend to be women. So you're asking them, what the fuck is a woman? Because clearly, under my circumstance, I couldn't call Othello a woman. But I mean, he wants to identify as one, a Chinese woman to be precise. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, has the definition changed? I need to figure this out. Why would I ask Connie? Because she's been a woman all her life. I have to sit there now and figure out what this new interpretation is. And so people like Othello who want to be a Chinese little fucking girl in like one of those dresses, he wants to fucking, have butt plugs and be a woman these days. And I can't figure it out why. I do not know why. They want to be Chinese simps. They want to fucking suck at the dick of Kung Pao chicken and want to fucking have this whole idea that they somehow have the answers and that China is so perfect and China has all these great ideas and inventions and all this shit. when I'm like, do you know the history? Do you know that they kill fucking people? They just murk people. They grab them off the street and murk them. Like, where that shit? Like, their human rights violations are astronomical, but they don't allow people in. And when people do question it, they get fucking murked themselves. Like, China is not nice. It isn't powerful. Its economy's fucking on the brink of collapse.
No one was arguing
It doesn't have an
So
infrastructure.
what is the tariffs doing to China right now?
China is like basically saying we're already broke and we're fucking crippling further. They have entire cities that are empty. They built this shit with money from your tax dollars, and they're empty. There's no one living.
No one was arguing that. I mean,
Well,
I guess that's one way to deflect from the point. I guess.
You should go look that up about those cities that China's building.
You wanted to attack Israel, and then you wanted to say China told me. So that's your gist is Israel bad because China told me.
So you gotta listen. You gotta listen.
The Jewish people were the reason for Charlie Kirk's assassination, which is the furthest from the fucking.
What is this?
You fucking communist.
You're doing some like Karen-esque type shit right now. That wasn't the quote, or that wasn't the point. I'm saying China. I was just saying China used their voice to say that America and Israel betrayed the world, and further, Netanyahu is making us complicit in his crime. Nothing about the Jews, because some Jews believe this.
It's Netanyahu.
Nothing about the Jews.
Wait. What crimes did Netanyahu commit? What crimes? Give me the crime. Spit out. Don't Google it. Don't fucking Google it.
You have one crime.
Tell me the fucking.
You have one crime where Netanyahu, right?
Wait. What's the fucking crime?
The crime where Netanyahu led the people that he was supposed to negotiate with from
Yes, it is.
Into new territory.
What is the fucking
right? Into new territory.
What neutral territory? Territory was neutral.
Second, the overkill in Gaza.
Neutral.
Second, the overkill in
was
Gaza.
listed as
the overkill
because
in
there is no
Gaza.
neutral territory around Israel. There is no neutrality around Israel. What neutral territory are you talking about?
Gaza is his second.
Gaza is not a neutral.
The overkill in
It is
Gaza
not a
is his
neutral
second.
territory.
Starving the Palestinians.
I don't understand.
Is his third.
Othello, you know what is so
is his third.
Othello, you know what is so really listen, you know what is so unsubstantial about what you're saying, and along the line of those who criticize Israel, sometimes rightly, sometimes very wrongly. Look, there's been more sanctions against Israel than North Korea, despite North Korea threatening World War III, right? There's been more resolutions against Israel, right, than any other country in the world. So I don't see the neutrality of this.
I don't want to do the what about it.
Israel.
I'm talking about what's happening on the grounds right now. The what about?
You don't even know what's happening on the ground. Neutral territory. You can't name a crime, and you're citing all this
I
shit
just
because
named
you
three
just
crimes.
Chinese
I
rhetoric.
just named three
You
crimes.
didn't give anything.
I
You
just
haven't
named three
provided
crimes.
one fact.
I just
You
named
can't
three
back up or
crimes.
substantiate one
I
fact.
just named three
You
crimes.
didn't name a crime.
I
There's
just
no
named three
neutrality
crimes.
around Israel.
I just named three
There
crimes.
is no neutrality
Hold on, Brad.
around Israel.
Let them go at it, dude.
No, I was just gonna mention something. Monica text messaged me. She said you need to get your niggers in check.
Amazing. All right, go ahead.
I let him know, Monica.
Did she really do that?
Yeah, she did.
No, she didn't. All right, come on, guys, continue.
But again, there's no neutrality. This idiot is
Wait, hold
saying
on. If Rich gets
something he hasn't proven that I got you. You haven't even cited one fucking crime. You haven't
I just
cited
named
one
three crimes.
example. You
I just
haven't
named
backed
three
it up.
crimes.
Netanyahu has not violated
I just named three crimes.
any of the quote
I just
neutrality
named three
agreements that are
crimes.
out there that you claim exist.
I just
because
named
it's
three
not
crimes.
there. All you want to do
I
is
just named
Jewish
three crimes.
That's what you is. That's what you have. You're like, I want to stand with pro-Hamas fucking cocksuckers that want
You were just anti-Semitic last
want to rape
week.
American citizens.
Brad,
you are
you
that
were
Chinese
just
stuff. Because I hate to
anti-Semitic
tell you
last
this.
week. What
On
happened?
October 7th, there were Americans that were raped tortured, kidnapped.
You were just
and you know
anti-Semitic
what?
last
For
week,
nothing more than
Brad.
going to a music fucking
Wait, am I the only
festival.
person
And
that heard
act
Brad
like you want to
anti-Semitic
support the
rant?
side that fucking
You were
raped
just
Americans.
anti-Semitic rant
Fuck
last
you.
week.
Fuck your
We
shit.
don't trust
Fuck your
you.
little wannabe
We
ass.
can't
Go
trust
the
you.
fuck home.
Brad,
Get the
we
fuck
can't
out of my
trust you.
country.
You were just
go to whatever
anti-Semitic
butt
last
you
week.
want to sit for and go
No,
die there
he
so
was
we
just
put a warhead
anti-Semitic last
on
week.
your
What
forehead.
Did
Get
he
the
get
fuck
blessed
out
on
of
the
here.
ground by
I
Hashem?
don't give a fuck. You fucking
he-
are
did he have
against
some
Americans.
grand
You're
awakening?
okay with rape, torture,
Did he have some
kidnapping,
grand
and murder
awakening?
of Americans. You
were
support the
just
fucking group
anti-Semitic
that
last
did
week.
that shit. That's
Can we
what
go
you
one
are.
at a
You
time?
fucking cock monkey piece of shit.
Brad, you were just anti-Semitic last week. Now you're anti-black.
No one has
What's
ever
going
heard
on?
me be anti-Semitic.
What's going on?
No one has ever heard me. Fuck you.
You were
Fuck that horse.
anti-Semitic.
Fuck
You
everything
did
you
the
said.
same rant against the Jew, and you.
I never gave you a rant against the Jews.
Yes, you did last week in my
Give me the fucking audio clip because I can promise you in 5 years I have never said anything
Brad has never been
I don't give a
anti-Semitic.
fuck.
We don't know who the
Connie has. Brad
Brad
has
has
not.
never been anti-Semitic.
Connie has.
I can't be because I have heritage of Ashkenazi either, so I don't.
He was
want to
anti-Semitic in my friend's room just last week. Okay? He was doing the same shit where he goes off on anybody that has a different opinion than him.
Critiquing Israel or critiquing someone who comes in and gives a lie about Israel, gives a lie about something else, and pushing back saying, hey, no, we are perfect angels. We do all this shit. That's not fucking being anti-Semitic, you fucking twat.
What did you say?
That is not.
What
What I said was when that idiot came up there and said, we're not killing people. We're doing the most righteous and religious and moral war without the least amount of carnage or damage. And I said, that's bullshit because I can pull up the videos of missiles attacking. You can critique Israel's stance. You can critique the politics of Israel. Fuck, the country before October 7th was marching in the goddamn streets. I can go ahead and do that. But what I don't do is sit there and condemn a whole group of people. And I sure as shit don't sit there and side with the people that fucking raped, tortured, and murdered American fucking citizens at a music festival and then say, oh, Israel's the problem. Israel's the problem. No, you're the fucking problem.
We literally doing the same thing.
You're the fucking
We're
problem.
literally doing the
You
same thing.
stay being the fucking
We're
problem.
literally
You
doing the
need
same
to have
thing.
your head
We're
fucking
literally doing the
devious.
same
I
thing.
want this. I want
just
BLM.
exposed
I want
yourself.
LLF.
You just
I want American
You just exposed yourself.
American lives
Bradley.
fucking matter. You
Bradley,
piece of
you
shit.
just exposed
You
yourself.
vile,
You're
disgusting
doing the
human
same
being.
thing.
When you figure out your priorities, then you
Bradley,
can come talk to
you're
me.
doing the same
Till
thing,
then,
Bradley.
you stay in your fucking
Bradley,
wretched
you're doing the
Palestine,
same thing.
fucking Hamas,
You're doing the
fucking
same thing,
Hamas,
Bradley.
whatever fucking bullshit
You're doing
you
the
want
same
to do.
thing.
I don't give a fuck. I'm doing. I stand in between you and the fucking people of everywhere who has fucking shit.
We're doing the same thing, baby boy.
Stupid fucking idiot.
We're
Go
doing the
back
same
and
thing,
pretend that
Bradley.
you're a fucking
Hey,
Chinese
Bradley.
girl. Make your
Bradley,
little
you
voices
were
on
anti-Semitic
TV
last
and go
week.
back
Now
to
you're
doing your
anti-Chinese.
fucking OnlyFans for fucking gay Chinese men. That's what you need to do.
You were anti-Semitic
Fucking
just
piece of
last
shit
week.
faggots.
Why the change? You were anti-Semitic just last week. You went on your whole rant against the Jews just last week in my friend's room. Oh, what changed? Did you have some grand realization by Hashem? What happened?
But that had to be bipolar because I've been watching Brad and I've never seen him act like that.
I don't care what it is.
He's making shit up and he's fucking quoting a story about Israeli politics and being anti-Semitism.
Brad, are we not familiar with each other from
Yeah, we've known each other 5 fucking years. Like this is a whole thing. Even the Jewish community on fucking Clubhouse. So this little twat walker who brought this.
That's what I'm saying. We got no
Y'all said all the
in
rooms
the
are
Jewish
recorded, right?
community on Clubhouse.
You guys said all the rooms are recorded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go get the recording.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm going to hold a fucking master room. And we're going to analyze
the two people that came to your room.
We're going to analyze
I got
it
there.
word for word.
It's proof
And
that
you
you
better
can't hold a massive
You better hope Kitover doesn't have the
But the
recording.
thing about it
You
is,
better hope.
but the thing about it is, I'm Ashkenazi descent, and I know about more rooms than you do, and you don't got nothing on Brad.
Listen, honey, you wasn't in the room when I heard it, okay?
Okay, girlfriend.
Why you sound so gay, Ella?
Go ahead and
It
do
was
this
my
for entertainment.
A Kima, did you hear that too?
Just for entertainment.
It was my friend's room, and you were not in there, honey. I was in there, other Jews were in there, and other people were in there. And we all heard his anti-Semitic.
Bring one of the Jews here then. Bring one of
He's
those.
off the rails.
Go ahead. Bring
He
him in.
can't control himself. Look how he tried to twist Mike.
Brad, I'll be the determining factor here. Go ahead and tell me what you said.
Very simple. I believe someone came up and said Israel is doing a perfect, war. It's the most moral. The same fucking bullshit, optic-wise rhetoric that you've heard on Clubhouse from pro-Israel. I personally say they should just go in and fucking carpet bomb the entire area. I don't give a fuck. Kill grandma, kill fucking whatever. I don't give a fuck. First, they attacked and killed Americans. I've always said that. I don't give a fuck about the people of Gaza. I really don't. I don't care. I don't care about human rights. I don't give a fuck. War is war. But you can tell the twat waffles who have never wore a uniform, which is
not anti-Semitic. So you can only be anti-Semitic against Jews.
That was
so. And then here's my point.
Anti-Semitism just means hatred of Jews.
But for people of Israel or pro-Israel to come up here and say we are doing the most moral. War is fucking war. I am not giving you like an A in the moral category because I can watch
Gaza too.
Yeah, you can fucking drop bombs. You're killing civilians. That happens in war.
Brad, answer those questions.
Spare this shit. And again, so I can critique it. Israel has a problem with its civil rights. It's going to have a realization and a culture clash in regards to that. It also needs justice reform, which is why half the country was protesting.
Yeah, every Jew on earth agrees with that.
Yeah, so I'm
that's not easy.
Brad, you didn't tell that Jewish guy this is why everyone hates you. In my friend's room?
It's not anti-Semitic.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Did you say it, Brad?
That's why people get pissed off at Jewish people. Yes, because they come in there with that when that guy was going.
Oh yeah, we're super arrogant and
you guys said this is why everyone hates you.
I mean, it's because we're superior.
That's Semitic dipshit.
Oh, I'm just asking. Did you say it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's not anti-Semitic. It's not anti-Semitic to do that.
We get down to there's more stuff. But I've established.
Yeah, Othello, we are arrogant and condescending to you people because we're better than you, Othello.
I've established that
here's the point. When you have these Israeli guys come in, and not that I let Othello fucking go off on Jewish people, his anti-Semitic aspect, but what I push back on those very arrogant Israeli individuals who come in and say that Israel can do no wrong. And then you look at the history of it and say, I can highlight this. And currently, the people of today are marching in the streets about justice reform and reformation and civil rights in fucking Israel. Well, then that proves to be a problem that Israel is not absolutely perfect.
Brad, I can tell you one thing that Jews would really care about. Do you believe that Israel has the right to exist as a state?
Of course it has the right to.
There you go. That's all Jews care about.
Okay, well,
anything else is just conjecture.
Go through what he said.
No one cares.
Piece by piece. Piece by piece. I'm going to hold a grand master.
I mean,
if we're going to go
like I said, Othello, we're above you. You're beneath us. The highest median IQ of any ethnic group on earth. We won't welcome any other group on earth, especially for
Brad said.
Just saying.
And the Jewish people.
So Brad's saying that we're like arrogant and that people hate us. I mean, that's justified. That's justified.
He said a whole.
As long as we own you, we don't care if you're mad at us. Though you can be mad at us all you want.
Oh my goodness!
All right, this is getting boring. I mean,
I said that 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, never come from me.
And that's what Monica said.
What I don't get is like the blacks, like your guys' whole thing with Jews. Like, why do you care about them so much?
It's not about Jews.
Othello definitely is anti-Semitic. He
only
fucking
Brad
hates
said
Jews.
stuff about all Jews. This is why they hate you.
Othello, you're one of the most anti-Semitic people I've met on here.
Only Brad has
you hate the Jews,
Othello. About Jews.
Yeah, but what he said was not anti-Semitic.
We've all said that because when everybody knows when you criticize Israel, there's a certain group of Jews who get upset, and the first thing they want to respond with is you're anti-Semitic, just for even mild criticism of Israel. So it's just like what the blacks do. When you give blacks criticism about the black community, first thing they want to do is what? Call you fucking racist. So all people have called out is what it does is it makes you look bad. Just like anybody, it shuts down the fucking conversation and the debate and makes it look like you fucking lost. That's the criticism.
And you have a mixed heritage, you get your black card stolen. And they'll whisper things behind your back like, well, I don't like Delia because she's Native American, or you don't act black enough, you don't talk proper enough, which messed my head up as a child because I failed poorly in English and literature classes for some time. But yeah, that is true. That I don't care who you are, if you are not talking about what they want to talk about on their vibe with black people, your card will be taken from you.
Yeah, so it gets old, Othello, because people want to have a conversation, and again, it goes against American values of freedom of speech, which includes criticism, whatever you want, race, religion, whatever you want. You should be able to criticize it and be able to have a conversation. But when people immediately they want to call you homophobe, xenophobe, racist, anti-Semitic, whatever, when you haven't been disrespectful, you haven't condoned any type of violence or taking away people's rights, you just simply want to criticize and have a conversation. It's lame as fuck, and nobody appreciates it.
I agree, and that's what Brad tried to do to me when I was bringing up my point. And so I just held the mirror up to him, and I'm saying, okay, you want to play that game?
Brad, I think you gotta put your food back on the stack.
We got the recording on you.
Then play it. You act like I'm scared. You act like I haven't been on Clubhouse nor had some of the largest political rooms that existed out here. Like I've held the same fucking language, the same stance for literally everybody. I critique white people. Othello doesn't get up in his like little fucking fake vagina feeling that way when I critique white people. When I was critiquing the fucking whatever, the one Israeli pro IDF guy who is like, we're angels of God, kind of coming down. He didn't get upset then. When it comes to it, and let me mind you, this is the same guy who is literally fucking pro-Americans getting killed, and he's pro-China. Like, at the end of the day, I can't make this shit up. But I've held these rooms, and I hold the same stance. I've never waffled on my critique of Israel. I don't care. But I also said there are Americans. There are Jewish Americans. And the minute they were touched in Israel, and I've said this from day one, I wished we would have carpet bombed the fuck out of Gaza. I would have made a McDonald's, a fucking Popeye's chicken, and a Walmart and put it over them and said, here is the Gaza fucking shopping mall. That's what I would have done. Because the minute you touch an American, I have a fucking massive problem. I don't care what race, culture, or ethnicity you are in fucking America. I care that if somebody else from another place in this world, another country, another fucking little wannabe terrorist band touches an American, I want to fucking kill you. I want your ancestors. I want your fucking children. I want all of your offspring. I want them eliminated. I want the fear so big that when people say, hey, that's an American, other people run when they want to do bad shit. I want Americans to walk the globe in peace and security, and they should have that. They have paid for that with sweat, blood, money, treasure. They've sent their kids off to die in foreign wars on foreign soil to ensure that. We should have that. And if Israel, thank you for returning hostages. I will hand that off to you. You have my deepest, sincerest appreciation because the cuckold fucking Biden administration didn't do that. And he didn't unleash our 25 fucking 100 devil dogs that wanted to go in and fucking get our Americans back. Thank you, IDF, for returning at least that. I am grateful for that. But still, I want the heads of fucking Hamas. I'm proud that the IDF sent beepers and blew up fucking nuts off of fucking part of these collabs and terrorists. I'm happy that they struck in Qatar because at least they're doing something. But to sit there and say it's a holy war and that they're doing it perfectly and they're not harming anybody, you're full of shit. Stop with this whole Jewishes are the superheroes and you're doing it on a moral basis. You're conducting war. You're killing women and children. It's okay. It's part of fucking war. Civilians always pay the price in every fucking war. It does not matter. But you know what? Hats off to it because I'm with you. I would have fucking steamrolled through.
What I'm saying is, Brad, I'm a master chess player. Don't ever play the
You're not a fucking master anything.
Don't
play checkers.
Dude, Othello,
you can't even get
Don't ever play the interesting like that.
Othello, here's the problem. Othello, here's the problem. And so I've been letting you guys go at it. Now, look, dude, just like how, personally, I would like. I just want.
I want to play you chess right now.
Let's do it.
But like when it comes to the thing is, though, is we were just having a conversation about what was posted up above, and then like for whatever stupid reason you start bringing up Jews, and it's just like we don't care. Now there are some. If you wanted to criticize maybe certain bills, BDS laws, sure, we could have done that, but like this is. The speech that Pam Bondi was talking about had nothing to fucking do with Israel or Jews.
Why are we talking
it was
about
just
Jews?
obnoxious.
Why are we bringing up Jews?
You brought him up.
Yeah,
No,
you
I
brought
brought
it
up
up.
Netanyahu.
No, you brought up how Brad's an anti-Semite.
I brought up Netanyahu.
and
I didn't
Israel,
bring Jews. Why
and
are we
how
talking
much you
about
hate the Jews.
Why are we talking about Jews?
Because you brought up the fact that, well, not the fact, but you brought up that Brad was anti-Semitic, so that's how we got.
And then Othello, you went into a rant about how you want to kill all the Jews.
He said that trying to hold him about America and Israel, and then he wanted to go off on Israel's policies.
Look at things extending the back.
And again, the gay left really.
Everybody in the audience remember what I just said. Spread the word far and wide.
Shit, if you can make baseless claims against Brad, why are you gonna get mad when someone does the
It's
same?
not baseless. It's not baseless. Oh,
You never provided any evidence, so
okay.
Dude, me saying, dude, I've told Jews, like, dude, every time you open your mouth, you just create another anti-Semite, dude. Because, like, you're just a whiny, bitch that just, like, tries to shut down speech by saying, oh, that's offensive, that's anti-Semitic. You get some Jews that are, like, really fucking whiny. And
We do feel that
it's a
way about
really
the
bad
French
look.
after meeting Pepe, though.
I don't feel that way.
Wait, my focus is on Netanyahu.
Jews.
I don't feel that way. They have a right to speak out against people.
If they were the French Jews, I'm going to give you that one because that one might be true.
Just because I want to deflect
I think
the point.
Pepe is.
Stop it.
I'm not Jewish.
You know your DNA.
My brothers have. There's literally 0%.
Only goes back 6 generations.
I don't know what to say.
No, you just act Jewish. That's all.
Amazing.
But I do think you talk
You're
about
more bitchy than no one else.
I do think he talks. I agree with Cleto. He does talk about Jewish people too much. If anyone should be talking about it, should be me. But I don't even talk about it that much.
Who's talking?
You do. You do whine. You do whine. You do whine.
What did I say about Jews?
Well, for one, you said you're going to bring all these tapes for these imaginary rooms where Brad was talking.
What was that?
What's wrong with talking about Jews though? What's wrong with that?
Look, Connie, you playing that game too? Come on, they got you up to this too.
Well, no, we don't mind if people talk shit about Jews. It's those claiming.
Yeah, you can talk shit about them all you want. You can talk shit about them all you want.
Yeah, just be honest.
Okay, all right.
You talk shit about them all you want, but it's like if we're having a conversation about something totally unrelated, and then somebody just uses it as an excuse to bring up Jews, it's like, yeah.
Okay, Thug. Imagine Pepe stood up here right now and said that he's never said the N-word. Would you crash out on him?
Nah, because I know it's not true.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're doing with Othello. Othello's like, I love the Jews, but he spits in their face all the time.
You got any proof of that?
Yeah, your words.
Okay, my words about Netanyahu.
No, your Israel-Gaza genocide of the Palestinians and
Netanyahu represent all Jews.
Oh God, you're so annoying, Othello.
There we go.
No, he doesn't represent all Jews everywhere.
Go back into your rat cave.
That's the dumbest fucking take ever. He does not represent all Jews. Why? If he did, why was half of the country protesting?
Exactly.
You dumb motherfucker.
Ooh, you hit it right on the nail, Brad.
I knew it. Like I'm just done with the whole
Brad, you know what?
You know what pisses me off about this the most is it fucking cuckolds like you who fucking want to cry about the Jews, and then you're like on your knees. The Jews are taken away. I blame the Jews. The Jews are the source of everything wrong in the world. My life would be perfectly fine without X group. That's what you tell people, and that's the problem you have. And then you're going to cry that,
we only got two recordings saying that.
People sat there and said, you know what? My country would be better without black men.
We only have a recording of
you would have a fucking conniption.
We only have a recording of you saying
but you
that.
have no problem.
Only you
no
have said that on Clubhouse.
No composure to sit there and do the same thing back. And you know what? Go
Only
ahead.
you have
I'm
said
not
that on
defending fucking dumb
Only
fucking
you have
ideas
said that
and
on
giving
Clubhouse.
people voices. I think you need to be silent.
The only
I'm hoping there's a law that comes out there and
only
jails you.
recording that we have against
Go
you
ahead.
from Brad.
Bring whatever recording
The only
you want.
recording that
I'm
we
not
have against
for
you is
anything
from
that
Brad.
you said.
Yes, sir. Don't play that game with me.
Play whatever game you want to. I'm not
play that game with me. I'm a master.
Brad, do you think it's anti-Semitic to blame everything in the entire world on the Jews?
I'm your worst nightmare, Brad.
Sounds like
Don't
Odella.
ever play with
Dude,
me.
you're
I'm
not.
your
A
worst
gay
fucking
black man
nightmare.
is not my worst
I'm your
nightmare.
worst
A
fucking
gay black man
nightmare.
that
All right, this is getting old.
is
I'm
not
your
my
worst
worst
fucking
nightmare. A
nightmare.
gay
All
black
right.
man who lives on his knees
Don't
in his
ever
mom's
play with me.
basement
I'm
is
your
not my
worst
worst
fucking
nightmare.
nightmare. Boy,
I'm not okay. All right.
better
Like,
ask around.
Othello, shut up. Holy shit.
That's a good boy.
So yeah, I guess we have the free speech conversation. What else is there?
Yeah, how we're afraid of gay black men.
So I do think it's funny people kind of trying to recycle old content on this on this app. We all know who the king of the white identitarian clubhouse was, and that was me, obviously.
Was, I think you still are, man.
Yeah.
Wait, has JB came in?
Is it okay to be proud to be white? Gay?
You might have to step up your game, though, Pepe. Just because it's about to set off, so you're gonna have to step up a little bit.
Yeah, well, fine, fuck it. I don't know. If other people see themselves as a community, this is how I look at it. Actually, let me change something real quick.
Ooh, Abby's here. Bring Abby up.
Amazing. Well, I'm just curious.
Oh, she's in a press conference.
No, I think maybe she's saying that there is a press conference.
Just started. Yeah.
For what?
They're announcing the charges. It's in Utah. It's a district attorney from the county now speaking. I don't know how to stream. You guys know how to do that. You might want to stream it.
Let me see if I can find it live.
By Fox.
Haven't they already said what they're going to charge him with, or no?
Yeah, that's what they're saying now.
Aggravated murder or something?
Well, they're going to announce it.
Oh, while we're waiting on that, Abby, have you ever heard anything that Othello said that can be considered anti-Semitic?
It's like every second sentence. The Jew hatred should be his middle name. All right, guys, I'm going back to the press conference.
You just got tripped by Abby. Oh, that was good.
Let me see if I can stream the press conference. Oh, here it is. I'll stream it.
Is that PP?
It's PP.
What press conference is that?
The one. The one about they're going to announce the charges.
The county DA. It's state charges right now. It's the county DA.
The state charges on the guy that.
As county attorney, I am charged with bringing justice to those who offend our laws. I am charged with bringing justice for those who are harmed. I am charged with bringing justice for Charlie Kirk. I am committed to these aims I take this responsibility seriously. Today, after reviewing the evidence that law enforcement has collected thus far, I am filing a criminal information charging Tyler James Robinson, age 22, with the following crimes. Count 1, aggravated murder, a capital offense for intentionally or knowingly causing the death of Charlie Kirk under